I sure like it here. I'm indebted for the wonderful experiences I've had in the motion picture capital of the world. Going back to my mother and father, my sisters and brothers, and school chums. Gee, I almost forgot to mention Mike. You see, Mike is my dog, and he too is waiting for me. He's a terrier, and there isn't a rat in our section of Dublin. Mike chased them all away.
Well, Miss Tobin, you travel abroad a deal, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's what I understand. It's always a pleasure to meet anyone who's traveled abroad.
Well, I played abroad. I played in London for a whole year.
Oh, you know that's my native country.
Really?
Well, certainly. I come from London.
I played at the Queen's Theatre for the Alfred Butt.
Oh, yes.
The Trial of Mary Dugan. They loved it. They're marvelous audiences.
They are, yes, aren't they? Wonderful.
And now a musical treat. We have a studio, and Miss Anne Ronell, a very famous songwriter, who will render one of her popular successes.
Dainty little flowers are nodding away the hours and sending summer showers home. This is baby's birthday party day. Everyone's invited, the neighborhood's so excited, they're coming with such delighted smiles. This is baby's birthday party day. Across the garden, lanterns gay are swinging. All the fancy paper bells are ringing. Our darling babies, when you're older and shaking a wicked shoulder, and everyone's got to shout, hooray! This is baby's birthday party day.
Fine, that's good. That song ought to be a hit for you.
Oh, it is a hit.
You mean it's published and everything? So sorry, I didn't know that. I'm back from Europe. But I used to write songs. I used to write songs before Abraham. Before I played the part of Abraham.
I bet you don't remember one.
Sure I do. I can remember it if you can play it.
All right, let's pick out a note.
All right.
How's that?
Now, I never talk about myself or the things that I can do. But I would like to enumerate maybe one or two. Now, at the last election, Mr. Hoover got the chair. But every politician knows it was me who put him there. But why speak of it? Why speak of it? Why mention it now? A friend of mine named Carnegie used to come around and borrow nickels from me. But why speak of it? Why speak of it? Why mention it now? Now here's the thing that happened on a dark and stormy night. Tom Edison, he came to me and said, please put me right. I showed him there and then just how to make electric light, but why speak of it now? Why speak of it? Why speak of it? Why mention it now? I used to know a fellow by the name of Ford. Henry always thanked me when I paid his board. Why speak of it? Why speak of it? Why mention it now? When Babe Ruth hits a ball and drives the pitchers to the bench, everybody hollers and they think it is immense. It was me who taught that bird to slam them over the fence, but why speak of it now? The songwriters, I think we're all right.
You better act.
And now a gentleman from Hungary.
Mr. Bela Lugosi, in other words, Count Dracula, I've often been wanting to ask you a question. Does it ever give you a nightmare when you play parts like that?
No, I couldn't call it a nightmare. I played a very long time. In the beginning, it was a rather interesting experiment for an actor. I was afraid I get myself a little bit goofy. Now I'm glad everything is over.
And now allow me to present that American beauty, better known as a platinum blonde, Miss Jean Harlow, who will answer the fan mail addressed to misinformation at this station.
Ruthie Hamp of Chicago writes, my dear misinformation, and for your benefit, I'm going to let you in on a vote of thanks.
I wouldn't know what it was to go to bed some night now without telling the jokes.
And now, in response to a request from Bryce James of Vancouver to see his favorite actor again, I wish to present Bill Desmond, a veteran horseman, and his ponies. I mean the Hollywood kind.
You know, when it comes to saddle horses, there's a difference in steel. There's the fancy-gaited critters that'll suit some fellow's needs. But for one that never tired and you don't like that? No. Well, what do you want? A funny story? Yeah. A funny story. Well, gather around me, little children, and I'm going to tell you one of the funniest stories I think you ever heard. And don't think. I was standing on the deck of the ship, leaning over the rail. No, you're wrong. You're wrong now. I'm a good sailor. And a little girl about 4 feet high came up to me. Her mother was sitting right behind the steamer chair. Little girl looked up at me. She said, "Hello, mister." I said, "Hello, little one." She said, "Say, what's your name?" I said, "Mr. Devlin." "Are you married?" I said, "No." I wasn't then. I was happy. Then she turned around to her mother and she said, "What else did you want me to ask him, Mama?"
You may send in a question concerning your film favorite or a request to see your favorite star by writing misinformation in care of station FTAR, Hollywood, California.
Bien, messieurs, madame, je vais présenter mademoiselle Vivi Dorsey.
Oh, vraiment, c'est très bien dit. Je suis surprise de voir que vous parlez si bien le français, Monsieur Terry.
Which means that she thinks I'm a very fine fellow.
Oh, he's right. He's a nice big boy.
Well, I see I'm going to be very popular in the French capital this spring.
Oh, boy, and how you popular, you know.
Oh, well, no, I'd like to take this in a dark corner without any lights at all. I think we ought to retire somewhere, don't you?
Well, I don't know.
Yes.
How would you like me to take advantage of you a little moment?
Pardon me, will you? We have a little business elsewhere.
Now, on account of my accent, some of you may wonder, to what nationality do I belong in this international group? I will be glad to satisfy your curiosity. I am Russian.